This is really funny. Let's go.
Hey guys, so the majority of you playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Are probably aware of Cimoooooooo's progression series where Cimoooooooo and Nim would open 24 packs of each core booster set and build a deck and play a match, and continue doing so with each booster set that released. So it was a really cool...
No, he didn't say the line. He quoted the video exactly, but then didn't say the however.
way of going through the history of this card game,
and
really
God.
Sparked a movement of sorts where countless other players took on the challenge. Now, Farfa asked me if I could do a data video on the series since it is now almost caught up to the most recent set released, so I thought I'd take a stab at it, although I am
Farfa, it's me!
Because I can't just watch hours and hours of progression series content again. So as much as I'd like to do something,
yeah, no one wants to watch progression again, dude. It's fine the first time round.
Was not feasible. Now, as I was collecting the data for this video, one really incredible resource that helped out in getting some of the info I needed was the progression.
There's a progression wiki?
Can we have a prediction if Gage
which has just
plays
loads
Redox
of
in this
really
one?
good and
There's a
interesting information. I'll link down below and you can check it out, and make sure to give INVADER WEEZLE a follow on Twitter since he created the wiki page. So at the time of recording this video,
there's a fucking wiki page!
the most recent episode released was Chaos Impact, which was officially released on the TCG back on October 25th, 2019.
Mechamudge, thank you for the sub. Technoxic, Agent Jaybird, Salty Bommel, thank you so much. I appreciate the Twitch primes and continued support for all this time. You guys are the best. Appreciate it. Alan, thank you for the bits. We have a prediction of Gage plays Redox in this one. We already did, and guess what? The believers believed.
With the most notable card being IP Masquerena. So this is the farthest we'll be able to go for this video, starting with, of course, the Legend of Blue
I can't believe he
Dragon
did it.
that started off the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game
The
back
Madman.
in 2002. Now, so far, Cimoooooooo has certainly taken a commanding lead in the series, winning 47 matches compared to Nim's 26. Cimoooooooo also won 10 matches in a row, and I believe he also won 9 matches in a row at some
Biggest win streak. 10 weeks! 10-week win streak. Oh my god. Gage got a 4-win streak twice? Oh wow, that's crazy. Dude, copium win. Oh my god. Gage!
Nim meanwhile has
Farfa
won
is
4
going to
matches in a
shit.
row, which is his best streak, and he's done that twice.
I need to tweet this. Oh shit, the thing popped up just as at the last second there.
To Nim's 26.
Wait, hang on. I need to take another
Cimoooooooo
screenshot.
also won 10 matches in a row, and I believe he also won 9 matches in a row at some point.
9? Wait, so Cimoooooooo has had like a 10 and then 9 win streak? That's crazy. Actual skill issue? No. No, dude. Don't say that. This is insane. I haven't watched it yet, but I know it's a masterpiece. Shout outs to Hakuna Matata. This, you know what this picture is missing? It's missing a little, it's missing a little percentage here. Right, like a win rate percentage, you know? So like we need like an 80 and then like a 12 or something here, right? Like that's the only thing that's missing.
Meanwhile has won 4 matches in a row, which...
Oh yeah, the tweet is sponsored by NordVPN. NordVPN.com/Farfa chat. You can get NordVPN security for $3 a month for 2 years. That's crazy.
is his best streak, and he's done that twice. Now, if we were to break down the wins by era, and I'm going to be breaking down a lot of the results by each era, in the Duel Monsters period, which covers the Legend of Blue Eyes to Flaming Eternity, not gonna lie, Cimoooooooo really beat the shit out of Gage, winning 11 of the 14 matches.
That's so
now,
bad!
During this period, there wasn't really much of an archetype deck building going on, although they were both on Gravekeepers, and Nim also had Chaos Emperor Dragon near the end as well.
Oh
Moving
my
on to
god.
the GX era, which covered the Lost Millennium to
Okay, this one was better.
And we're at this point, we still don't have any new extra decks.
This one was better.
Other than Fusion. It was actually really close.
Okay, he still lost, but it was better. It was better.
Where Cimoooooooo just edged out with 7 wins versus 6 wins for Nim.
Oh, Cimoooooooo
Near the
edging.
start of this era, their lists weren't too different from the previous era, although the inclusion
Yeah, this was the
of
dad
Dragon
era,
was
remember?
nice, and Cimoooooooo eventually went into a Macrocosmos stun sort of strategy, and Nim had some Dark
Yeah, that was
World
fun,
cards,
right?
but most importantly, got to add Dark Arm Dragon during this time. Then we move on to the 5Ds era with the introduction of Synchros, covering the Duelist Genesis to extreme
Synchro with
victory.
Ronin Toden. Shout outs to
Cimo does
Gage.
take a commanding lead in this era, winning
Oh
8
my
of the 12
god.
matches.
Double.
This was where Cimo started out with the Light
Yep,
Swarm
double.
strategy and then
Yep.
moved on to the infamous Blackwing Damage Step Kalute for game playstyle.
Yep, double.
Nim on the other hand also had a small Light Swarm package along with some Trebon stuff with his Dark Arm Dragon strategy and stuck with this for most of the era. Next, we have the Zexal era that introduced the
Oh,
Xyz
God.
mechanic, and this period covered
This was
Generation
pretty bad as
4
well.
to Primal Origin. Record-wise, Cimo took a strong lead this time as well, winning 8 of 12 matches.
Yep,
once
double again.
At this point, Cimo largely relied on Blackwings yet again, with some Gravekeepers coming back as well. He started out with more so Frog Monarchs
So
and
frustrating.
eventually Zectors, but I think this time was best known for his Dragon Ruler strategy. Now we move on
yes,
to the
Red
Arc
Ox
5 era
Pass.
with the Pendulum Summon mechanic, covering the infamous
Oh, this one's
Duelist
terrible.
Alliance set up to
Well,
maximum
in recent
prices.
weeks, he's
Cimo did
brought
pretty
it back
well
a
here
little
as
bit.
well, winning 7 of the 12
Okay, this
matches.
is a little bit more
This was where
respectable.
Cimo used the Shadal strategy quite a bit, but also made use of the Pendulum mechanic with decks like Ignites and Dynamis. Nim on the other hand continued with Dragon Rulers. to
No,
start,
Gage
but
does not
eventually
win
moved on to
anything.
decks
He
like
has not won
Death
any
Squad
eras.
and
Stop.
Heliofront.
That's cope.
And finally,
That's
we
cope.
have the Modern era in Vrains, which introduced the Link Summoning mechanic.
Okay, this
starting with
is
the Code of the
this
Duelist
is.
and up
I
to
actually
Death
think it's
Impact,
quite equal
but
now.
Of course, would keep on going as this is our current era.
Is Gage winning?
So far, Cimo has taken the lead
No.
once again, winning 6 of the 10 matches. Cimo brought back the Blackwing strategy yet again here, but I think
We'll
it's
get him
been
game
most
7,
interesting that he's
boys.
now running Orcust, while Nim is currently running Subterra Guru. Cool to see the evolution of deck strategies used throughout the series.
Not one.
Now, if you were to look at whether Cimo or Nim decided to go first or second after winning the die roll, or technically rock, paper,
Okay.
scissors, then the first 3 eras, you actually see the winner of the die roll wanting to go second more and more. So for example, by
Alright, so it makes sense at the start of the game you go second because the card advantage is more important. And then they like bump up to like go first whenever you win the die roll. And then in 5Ds, they never didn't go second. Ever. Never. They never went second.
the time they got to the 5Ds era, whoever won the die roll chose to go second 100% of the time. Since they didn't draw on the first turn like how it was back in those times, going second with the extra card was advantageous. Now also because they are limited to the cards they pull from packs rather than running the exact deck lists that were meta at that period, there was probably a longer
Oh, sorry,
delay
the other way
of
around.
actually wanting to
I'm behind you.
Went sec. Oh, they always went second. Oh, shit. Okay.
go first after winning the
Alright,
die roll
fair.
because that
Hello,
advantage
Tantan.
wasn't really there. However, once you move on to
Yo,
the
thanks
last
for the
3
dono.
eras,
What the
you
hell?
see
He
that
actually is
whoever won
behind
the
me.
die roll decided to go first more and more often with each era.
Oh, shit.
See that in Zexal period, they decided
a
to
really
go
good
first for
one.
game 1 about 2/3
There it
of the
is.
time,
It's
and then
reversed.
3/4 of the time in the
Actually
Arc
just
5
straight
era.
flipped here.
And now in the current Vrains era, 80% of the time, the player who won the die roll chose to go first. At this point, I think they have enough of the modern era cards and archetypes where going first is now the more advantageous strategy, just as how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now currently. Now, because they are playing traditional format, they are still allowed to run banned cards. Also, I am talking about
Most commonly played number of banned cards. Okay, my bet is number 1, Snatch Steal, then Pot of Greed.
banned cards in terms of cards that are banned at this current moment, as in November 2021, rather than cards that were banned at the
Nah,
era
Snatch
that
is
they
more
were
than
playing
Pot,
in.
surely.
Now, the number of banned cards in the main and extra deck combined, of course, range for each match depending on the deck they
Oh.
were running. But if
Never
you were
mind,
to
that's
look
not how
at the
they're
most common
counting it.
occurrence of the number of banned cards in each
Yo, people make fun of Cimo for the DM staples, but statistically, Gage's deck is more broken if we're talking about banned cards. Isn't that interesting? It's... Huh, okay. Gage actually just has more banned cards.
era, referred to as the
But then
main in
again,
statistical
Gage is
terms.
playing
Then in the first
quote-unquote
couple of
banned
eras,
cards
both Cimo
like
and
Red
Nim had
Ox.
5 banned cards. This would subsequently grow when the
Which,
Zexal and Nim most commonly
inflates
played
the,
cards
the
in
number
main
quite
and extra
significantly.
that would currently be considered
Like
as
banned
This
bad
has
card,
slowed down a
bad
bit
banned
since, but
cards.
as of this current Vrains format, both Cimo and Nim are playing 9 banned cards most of the time. Also keep in mind that these numbers are not based on unique number of cards, so for example if they were running 3 Destrudos, then that would still count as 3 banned cards rather than 1 unique banned card.
Oh, okay.
Next, I wanted to look at the proportion of monsters, spells, and traps in their decks for each era. This was because I thought that this would sort of show the
20, 10, 10 or bust.
over time in this game where, for example, we
Has to be.
generally saw the play
Oh,
of
hey,
card
Reggie.
cards eventually go down over time because
I'll,
people moved
I'm gonna
away
look
from
through
battle
soon.
traps like Mirror Force, Dimensional Prison, and the like. So what I did was I took the average proportion of monsters, spells, and traps for each era, so each of these graphs will add up to 100%. So what you see is that for Cimo at least, you see the proportion of traps in his deck grow a bit larger but eventually come down as we hit the modern era. As for Nim,
I love this period here between GX and Zexo, where Cimo is just actual, like, monkey flip. Just 10% more trap cards than Gage across the board.
The proportion of traps as well as monsters and spells stayed relatively similar throughout the era. Now, one thing to note is that since again they are
it puts in the work apparently.
From packs, the decks they run, they don't necessarily represent the evolution of deck building over time in this game. If I were to analyze the history of Yu-Gi-Oh series where they actually do play the meta decks of each set, then we may see that trend I was expecting where the deck ratios start.
Gage always seems to play more monsters
rather than traps. Now let's cover the win percentage based on die roll result for each era.
Oh god.
So I will just cover Cimo's win percentage by die roll here because Nim Nims would essentially be the inverse of that, but I do have the numbers for Nim Nim as well on here for easier reference. So in the DM era, Cimo actually won only 2 die rolls of the 14 matches, although he did win both of those matches. Even when he lost the die roll, he still won 3.
Oh, Gage, this is embarrassing. You won almost every dice roll and still lost?
Quarters of the matches in
the
era.
Come on, Gage. This is bad.
Winning the die roll did lead to a higher win percentage for both of them. And keep in mind that at this point, they were both largely trying to go second. Next, in the 5Ds era, winning the die roll really did not seem to matter clearly. I mean, Cimo actually won all of the matches where he lost the die roll and did worse when he won the die roll. The Zexo era was also rather weird in that whoever won the die roll actually did much worse, and this was the period where whoever won the die roll started wanting to go first more often than going second, like before. Starting with the Arc 5 era, we do see that winning the die roll seems to matter more now, considering that they both want to go first.
Oh boy.
Where they both won.
Winning die roll makes a difference in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Who would have thought?
That brings us to the current Reigns era, where at least for Cimo, winning the die roll still does matter and led to a higher win percentage. Will be interesting to see how much the die roll starts to matter now that they have more modern strategies that they're running. Lastly, I thought I'd try to bring some win percentages for a couple of decks played often by Cimo and Nim Nim, and this doesn't really mean decks that were played most often by them.
Hello? What is it? Hey, come here. What is it? Hey. What is it? What is it, Tan? We've given you your food today. You've had your playtime. What else do you want? You just want attention? Want my attention? Good boy. Good boy. Love you. Little shrimp.
Because earlier on in the
signature
series,
deck,
they ran decks that did not necessarily fit as a complete archetype, with some Gravekeeper or Lightsworn cards here and there. So for Cimo, I think it's clear
I don't think
that
I've heard a single meow. Oh, it's because I have a noise suppression thing on my microphone. So you never really get to hear background noise in general.
Strategy he ran often was actually
Sorry, is Macro Stun a signature Cimo deck? I don't know. Is that what we consider a Cimo deck? Macro Stun? That's so funny. He's won more games with Macro than Blackwing. I'm surprised. This is so bad, by the way. 62% win rate with Blackwing. I thought it was like 90.
The whole stun strategy with cards like Macrocosmos, Dimensional Fissure, and Banisher of the Radiance. This strategy was also
thank you for the 5 months.
75% win percentage.
Keep up the amazing work and 1 for rest of the stream. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Partial Shadal strategies as well, and Orcus as well now. As for Nim Nim, Dragon Rulers was one of his well-known decks, although his success.
Yes. 4-4. There's no way Gage only played 8 weeks of Dragon Rulers. This was like a third of the entire progression series was fucking Dragon Rulers.
Was pretty even at.
All right, Despot's out here with like 80% now. Oh my god, let's go!
80% of the matches. Most players had some generic chaos strategies earlier on in the series, and
that's insane.
The other ones I listed, but again, didn't really involve
actually just unbeatable.
With the few decks that I
Wait, you need to include Guru, I think, right?
Today. Alright guys, so that was it for the analysis.
I guess they haven't finished the brains, so...
I know it was pretty limited in terms of the data I could pull, but hope you still found it somewhat entertaining. This series has certainly been really great for the game, and it's definitely been very interesting to see how the game has evolved over time. Anyways, that's it for me.
This was amazing. Great video as always, Hakuna. What's the math on Gage still winning? What time is Master Series filming? I think in